Okay, so the rear axle is back under the frame. I'm just rolling it outside so I can turn it around and face the front side out so I can pull the front axle out. It's just easier for me to do it that way. You know, crane is, well, hoist is up there. Got another hoist there, but I'd rather paint on this side of the shop. I don't have my proper hardware in there. They just threw some carriage bolts in there to hold everything in place. And I also have not torqued my axle bolts yet. I want to wait until I had the full weight of the vehicle on it. So I'll tag those just to make sure I remind myself that they're not torqued yet. There's the contrast, you know, unprimed and primed. So this thing's starting to look better. You know, I still have to work out what I'm doing with the transmission there now. Right now I'm going to look for a NP205 that was coupled to a TH350, and that should have the right spline count, and it just means that I have to crack the transmission open and change the output shaft, which is basically like rebuilding the transmission. At least it has to come apart that far, but it's simpler than spending $750 on an adapter kit from Advanced Adapters, as well as this VSS sensor kit that they say you need, which probably would need anyways. It's $200 for the adapter kit for the 4L60 to NP205 if the NP205 originally was coupled to the TH350, so it's considerably cheaper for that one, you know. So I'm going to try, and it's cheaper for me to find an NP205 that was coupled to a TH350 than it is for me just to drop, you know, $750 on the other adapter kit. Okay, so the frame is turned around in my shop. It wasn't quite the fiasco that it's been in previous years. I've got a hoist that I was using like a winch. I know I'm abusing my tools, but I don't care. And I'm about ready to pull this front axle here. So I'm going to get that out, take the springs off, you know, take a little hardware off that I want to blast individually, and I'm going to wire wheel pretty much all of this axle. I'm not going to sandblast any of it. I don't want to take a chance. I think that because I've already got the backing plates from that I bought off that guy in the States there. I'm not going to do anything outside of the ball joints. I think the rest of that I will do separately, but we'll see how it turns out. Oh, one thing I was going to mention here is you can see how those new springs have got the back sitting up quite high. There's quite an angle on it here. I might end up doing the front springs just to even it out so there isn't a ridiculous amount of rake on it. Although it will have a pretty heavy you know, flat deck on the back, and but it also will have a pretty heavy engine in the front. Anyways, I'm getting pestered by dogs. They're being a pain in the butt. Yeah. Okay, frames out of the truck here. Found out something that I didn't realize when I got my new U-bolts. One of the U-bolts, this one here, is a little bigger than the other ones. It's made to go around part of the pumpkin right there, so it ended up being a bigger diameter, so I'm going to have to go back to the spring shop and get some new ones. And I was talking with my wife about it, and I've decided that we're going to replace the front springs as well. They're only 2-leaf, and as it is with how much the rear suspension is sitting up higher with the new springs, the front is going to really settle a lot with, you know, with the diesel in it and all that. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna save myself some trouble and just do it now while it's, you know, comparatively easy to do. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be going at these with a cutoff wheel because these bolts are once again seized in the bushings, and of course I'm gonna need new shackles for the front. This one here, as you can see, I think I pointed this out before, this one is a little elongated on one side or the other. I can't remember which side. There you go. Okay, there's the front axle, power washed and degreased, and as well I pulled off the tie rod and the drag link. There we go. And right now I'm well, I think I might just roll it inside and take the rest of the evening off. It's a really nice day, and probably tomorrow I'll wire wheel it, and then I guess I'm gonna go from there. You know, hopefully I can shoot a coat of primer on it tomorrow. Well, here's the front axle again. I decided to do a little bit of wire wheeling on it. Not when it was hanging like this though, but so it doesn't look too bad. I didn't realize that the diff cover on the front wasn't just a thin stamped steel thing. It's actually about 1/8 of an inch thick. I guess that's to protect it from rocks and things when you're out wheeling. Anyways, I'm going to put this thing on some sawhorses, and I think I'm going to take the steering knuckle off. I've got all the components to redo the front suspension, including ball joints, tie rod ends, the complete drag link, new bearings, seals. The only thing I didn't get was the joints in here. I think they're called cardan joints, but don't quote me on that one there. But maybe I should have. I'm looking a little bit. You can see the seal around them is a little deteriorated, but I can get them eventually. Well, there's the front axle. I ended up not putting it on the sawhorses because they were creaking and groaning, acting like they were going to break. So I'll deal with that tomorrow. I figured I'm going to take the spindles and rotors right off of this thing, so it's just main axle housing. Before I finish cleaning it up and painting it, I think it'll be easier to handle. This thing is incredibly heavy. I don't think it's as heavy as the Dana 60, but I'm having a hell of a lot more trouble handling this thing than I did the Dana 60, so who knows. It feels like it weighs a ton. In any case, that's it for today.